Hello everyone, welcome to Momentum IAS. My name is Dr. Piyush Chaubey and today we are going to discuss Prelims 2022 Polity and IR questions. Obviously, you guys are in rush to know the answers, so we'll go for a small explanation, but definitely we'll release document having detailed explanation of the answers. Let's start. Now, question number 1. Pursuant to report of H.N. Sanyal Committee 1961, the Contempt of Court 1971 was established. So, actually this committee was established in 1961. So, few of you may not know this. Now, come for the second statement. The Constitution of India empowers the Supreme Court and High Court to punish for contempt of themselves. That is true. The Constitution of India defines civil contempt and criminal contempt. We know that it is not true. So, this is incorrect. If 3 is incorrect and 2 is correct, so technically you will find out either 1, 2, 4 or 1, 2 is going to be your answer. And if 1 is in common in both of, so 1 is correct. 1, 2 is correct. Now, whether 4 is correct or not. So, now this says that the Contempt of Court Act 1971 was passed. So, automatically the parliament is vested with the power to make laws on contempt of court. It means that parliament holds the power to make laws. So, technically your answer should be 1, 2 and 4. Now, let us come for the second question. A bill amending the constitution requires a prior recommendation of the President of India. This is incorrect. Here only 6 bills are there which require a prior recommendation of President of India. Now, come for the second one. When a constitution amendment bill is presented to the President of India, it is obligatory for the President of India to give his or her assent. Answer is yes. And why it is so? Because for constitutional amendment in our constitution, there is a specific procedure has been mentioned and which is fixed basically. If procedure has been followed, so there will be no chance or there is nothing like President can stop it basically. So, even statement 2 is correct. Now, when it comes to a constitution amendment bill must be passed by both the Lok Sabha and Rajya Sabha by a special majority and there is no provision for joint sitting. As I said that it has a specific procedure to pass it. That is why joint sitting is not required. So, in nutshell, the statement 2 is considered to be correct and statement 3 is considered to be correct. Statement 1 is incorrect because there are 6 bills which require prior recommendation of the President. Now, come for the question 3. The Constitution of India classified the minister into 4 ranks. Come on, there is nothing like 4 ranks, there is 3 ranks and it is not mentioned in our constitution. Even the word cabinet has been later on inserted. Now, the total number of ministers in the union government including prime minister shall not exceed 15% of the total number of members in the Lok Sabha. Yes, this statement seems to be correct. I guess it was quite an easy call for you. Now, see this. With the reference to India, consider the following statement. Government law officers and legal firms are recognized as advocates, but corporate lawyers and a patent attorney are excluded from recognition as advocates. Bar councils have the power to lay down the rules relating to the legal education and recognition of law colleges. This statement is correct. Yes, it is true. Now, when it comes to statement number 1, there are lot of debate. Few people are saying that this statement is correct. Few sources, in fact, I would say. So, as far as my understanding, although I am not a lawyer, but still I believe when it comes to the government law officers, it is not that government law officers are always advocates. So, technically this statement should be incorrect. And apart from that, when it comes to this patent attorneys, So sometimes it is attorney means representative. So even technically it is not true that all the patent attorney should be advocate. So technically this statement should be incorrect and only the statement 2 should be there. But still I would say students final call will be of UPSC, and UPSC is not going to quote even a source. But still, as per my best of knowledge, I believe this answer 2 is correct. Now, come for this one. With the reference to Ayushman Bharat Digital Mission, consider the following statement. Now, guys, this is also like we all read about this. Then how to identify it is correct or incorrect. I have identified a few loopholes. Like the word is private and public hospital must. The word must is, I believe, that the catch point. Technically, it's not must. That is why it should be incorrect. Now, it aims to achieve universal health coverage. Every citizen of India should be part of its ultimately. It's ultimately. So, again I would say this statement is incorrect. This has been decided for a particular you can say section, and it has seamless portability across the country. To a certain extent, it is true. Now, you can say, sir, you are saying to a certain extent. I am saying this because there are some sources which says ki in many places there is some issues related to that, but still in a journalistic statement we consider ki this is going to be correct. So, again, best of possible answer is going to be only 3. Again, I am saying it is best of possible answer. Now, Deputy Speaker of Lok Sabha, consider the following statement. As per the rules of procedure and conduct of business in Lok Sabha, the election of Deputy Speaker shall be held on such a date as the Speaker may fix. That is very much true. Date of election of Deputy Speaker is actually fixed by Speaker. So, statement 1 is correct. There is a mandatory provision that the election of a candidate as Deputy Speaker of Lok Sabha shall be from either the principal opposition party or the ruling party. Again, guys, this mandatory term is a catch. So, 2 is incorrect. The Deputy Speaker has the same power as of the Speaker when presiding over the sitting of the House, and no appeal lies against his ruling. Technically, Deputy Speaker functions as a Speaker. So, definitely he holds all the power and he works as a Speaker of the time, and he holds almost every power what a Speaker is having. So, statement 3 is correct. The well-established parliamentary practice regarding the appointment of Deputy Speaker is that the motion is moved by the Speaker and duly seconded by the Prime Minister. Technically, there is no specific role of the Prime Minister. So, this is what the catch point. Our answer should be 1 and 3. Our answer should be 1 and 3. Guys, if you even focus on the catch points are the words like here mandatory, here Prime Minister, you can easily eliminate. So, 2 and 4 could be easily eliminated if it is there. So, 1 and 3 is remaining option. Attorney General of India and Solicitor General of India are the only officer of government who are allowed to participate in the meeting of Parliament. Again, Attorney General is fine. What about Solicitor General? Answer is no. So, that makes the statement incorrect. According to the Constitution of India, the Attorney General of India submits his resignation when the government which appoint him resign. Again, it is not true. It is pleasure of the President. The moment President want him to remove from the services, it can be done. So, technically, both statements are wrong, neither 1 nor 2. With the reference to the writs issued by courts in India, consider the following statement. Mandamus will not lie against a private organization unless it is entrusted with a public duty. In our general understanding, it is not against a private organization, but there are a range of cases which says that if a private organization has been given certain public duties, In such cases, mandamus are applicable. So, in this way, this statement is considered to be a correct statement. Now, mandamus will not lie against the company even though it may be a government company. Technically, here the statement is, this part is incorrect. Mandamus will not lie against the company. Mandamus will lie against the company. So, this statement that it cannot be against the company is incorrect in itself. It could be against even public corporations or even government companies. And any public minded person can be petitioner to move the court to obtain the writ of quo warranto. Yes, that is true. Now, quo warranto is such type of writ where person is not directly a party of it, but still he holds the right, he or she holds the right to go to the court in case of in demand of quo warranto. So, technically it should be 1 and 3, statement 2 is incorrect. Now, guys, with the reference to United Nations General Assembly, consider the following. The UN General Assembly can grant observer status to the non-member of state. Yes, it can. Switzerland is a very classic example where such status has been given. Intergovernmental organization can seek observer status in UN General Assembly. Yes, even intergovernmental organization can. Permanent observers in UN General Assembly can maintain mission at the headquarters. Now, let me tell you guys, permanent observers can maintain and even cannot maintain. It means that there is 2 category. One will be allowed to maintain in mission, one will not be allowed to maintain its mission. Mission means they can have their permanent staff over there. So, technically the word permanent observer in the UN General Assembly can, yes, because of the word can, yes, it can. It is not a mandatory condition for all, because there are few which is not having. So, technically this statement is also correct. So, 1, 2, 3, all 3 statements are correct. Asian Infrastructure Investment Bank, one of the founding member, and there was a you can say notion behind this, with the help of BRICS Development Bank and Asian Infrastructure Investment Bank, China and India were negotiating with developed countries regarding creating more democratic space for IMF and World Bank. So, yes, India is member of this missile technology control regime. Yes, I guess in many of my classes I talk about Australian group, Wassenaar agreement, missile technology control regime. India is holding membership except NSG, and we refuse to sign NPT. Now, Shanghai Cooperation Organization, yes, earlier it was Shanghai 5, and India has been given membership of Shanghai Cooperation Organization because of the Russians, they propose our name, China proposed the name of Pakistan. So, India and Pakistan both are member of Shanghai Cooperation Organization. Statement 1, 2 and 3, all 3 statements are correct. Now, see, Vietnam has been one of the fastest growing economy in the world in the recent year. Guys, to be very precise, it is really difficult to know that it is true or false. But as we know that most of the Southeast Asian economies are doing well, and Vietnam is one of the leading one. So, actually it is a very general statement, and as per this statement in our way of understanding, general statement is correct. Vietnam has been one of the fastest growing, because there is no comparison has been put over there. So, statement 1 is correct. Vietnam is led by multi-party political system. Guys, it is a socialist country, single party system is there. So, socialist country, a single party, constitutionally only one party is allowed to contest election. This statement seems to be incorrect. Statement 2 is incorrect, statement 1 is Incorrect. Sorry, statement 1 is correct, statement 2 is incorrect. So if the 2 is incorrect, so it could be either B or it could be C. For a long time, Vietnam's low labor cost and stable exchange rates have attracted global manufacturers. That's true. Specifically, after, or you can say COVID is yet to be over, but lot of manufacturers from China only, although they were not Chinese firms, has been moved, and the maximum manufacturers moves to Vietnam. Although India was also expecting few will come to them, but it was not there. And without any doubt, Vietnam in a very short span of time in textile make its name because of its low labor cost also. And that was quite popular at one point of time. So this statement, statement 4 seems to be correct. 1, 4 statement is correct. Now the question is about 3 state. Statement 1 and 4 is correct. Now when it comes to statement 3 and 5, 3 and 5. But again we can find if the 1 and 4 is correct, so technically you will find your answer. 1 and 4 is correct. Now why 3, why not 5? Vietnam has the most productive e-service sector in Indo-Pacific region. In Indo-Pacific, China is a major player, Japan is a major player, Korea, South Korea is a major player. So doubts can come to your mind and you may think in that direction ki 5 may be wrong, and we can just make a guess 1, 3 and 4. Guys, I understand it very clearly. Knowing answer of this, it's really difficult. Now in analyzing answer, I can say anything and I can think, okay, this is how we can eliminate answer and we can mark it correct. But I understand in that, you can say in that condition of marking answer is not that easy to pick. But still, there are few basic things like multipolarity. This will just looking with the socialist system, we can identify it. And even this low labor cost was for a long time a reason of Vietnam for emerging as a textile hub, or a lot of textile industries. And even in COVID era, there is a lot of manufacturers from China shifted to Vietnam. From on that basis, we can make a wild guess, or we can make a guess basically. अभी तो लग ही रहा होगा कि सर यहाँ बता रहे हैं, बिल्कुल सही बात है. एग्जाम में हॉल में इस तरह से गेस करना बहुत मुश्किल काम होता है. Let's go for this. With the reference to the United Nations Convention, the law of sea, consider the following. A coastal state has the right to establish the breadth of its territorial sea up to a limit not exceeding 12 nautical miles in accordance with the convention. That is true. That is popularly known as, in fact, this 12 nautical mile area is known as your own territorial water, in your own territorial water. This is known as territorial water too. Now, ships of all states, whether coastal or landlocked, enjoy the right to innocent passage through the territorial sea. That's very much true. Now, this is again an interesting fact. You might be aware of policy of hot pursuit. In territorial water, policy of hot pursuit is not allowed, but in exclusive economic zone, officially, legally through international law, policy of hot pursuit is allowed. So the next statement, the exclusion of economic zone shall not extend beyond 200 nautical miles from the baseline, from the breadth of the territorial sea is measured. This statement is correct. So technically 1, 2, 3, all these 3 statements are correct. Consider the following: Armenia, Azerbaijan, Croatia, Romania, Uzbekistan. Which of the following members are organization of Turkic state? This Turkic state is an organization of Turk-speaking state. Turk-speaking state. The first biggest catch was there, what is Turkic state? Those who speak Turkic language. Again, I find that थोड़ा easy नहीं है, but guess, again I would say, गैस किया जा सकता है. अब कैसे किया सकता है, मैं एक दो कोशिश करता हूँ इसको समझने की. नाउ रोमानिया एंड क्रोएशिया, नो ट्रक, आई मीन टर्क्स आर वेरी लीस्ट इन नंबर. रोमानिया में तो है ही नहीं है, क्रोएशिया में थोड़े हैं लेकिन काफ़ी कम है. Now, when it comes to Armenia and Azerbaijan, so in Azerbaijan there is a huge Turk population. Ethnically they are Turk and they are Turk speaking also. But in Armenia they are not. एक तरीका और है सोचने का, मतलब ये भी थोड़ा सा अजीब तरीका बता रहा हूँ कि we know that recently there was a crisis, Azerbaijan and Armenia, and Turkey has taken the side of Azerbaijan. So it could be a guess कि Azerbaijan may be having a population speaking Turkish language. This Azerbaijan, if you eliminate Armenia, Croatia and Romania, 1, 3, 4. So actually you will find out 2 and 5. Again, it is very unusual guess, but still because the war was there, so few may think of that, or you may go through newspaper, we find where about the ethnic groups active in all these countries, specifically in Armenia and Azerbaijan. You may find that huge number of Turks are there. So you will find that the 2 must be the answer. And obviously Romania must not be answered and Croatia must not be answered. This is how we can reach up to the answer. But again I say it was relatively not easy task in such a tense and very precise or less time situation. Which of the following is the exclusive power of Lok Sabha? Exclusive power of Lok Sabha means Lok Sabha is having this power only. So Lok Sabha is having only this power. Like to ratify the declaration of emergency? No. Even Rajya Sabha do that. To pass a motion of no confidence, that is very much true. That is only Lok Sabha. To impeach the President of India, again incorrect, there is a role of Rajya Sabha. So it was quite easy for you. With the reference to anti-defection law in India, consider the following statement. The law specifies that a nominated legislator cannot join any political party within 6 months of being appointed to the House. I guess it is just reverse one. Can join within 6 months. If join after 6 months, may be disqualified. Now, the law does not provide any time frame within which presiding officer has to decide a defection case. That is very much true. So, technically this 2 is correct. Now, let us come for this. Which of the following statement best reflect the issue with Senkaku? ये मुझे लगता है this is an old issue, Senkaku Island, which is also known as Bamboo Island. It is issue between Japan and China, and definitely it is not in South China Sea. This is the 2-3 facts people are knowing. So China and Japan engage in maritime dispute. इतना सबको idea रहा होगा. Maybe thinking of East China Sea. That is also true that they share their maritime boundaries in East China Sea. This is first statement is incorrect because of this South China Sea. A permanent American military base. America has 2 bases. One is an Air Force base and other one is a naval base in Japan. But in Taiwan, they do not have a proper big military base. Although they have few sites over there. But that is more close to that arena. It is not exactly in Taiwan. Now, though International Court of Justice declared them as no man's land, some Southeast Asian countries claim them. Again, China is an East Asian country, not Southeast Asian country. So, B is the correct answer. ये बन सकता था बच्चों बहुत आराम से. This is purely a current affairs. Chad, setting up permanent military base by China. I guess Djibouti का नाम सारे लोग जानते हैं कि it was Djibouti where China is having a base, and apart from that Equatorial Guinea where they are in negotiations or conversation to have a base, nothing to do with the Chad. So this statement is incorrect. Now Guinea, suspension of constitution and government by military. Lebanon, severe and prolonged economic depression. True. Tunisia, suspension of parliament by president. So, actually these 3 pairs are considered, it was purely current affairs base. Those who have gone through, they might be marked it correct basically. Now, look at this Tunisia, first place where Arab Spring happened. This question has been asked by UPSC, and now this Arab Spring achievements has gone. If a particular area is brought under the 5th schedule of the Constitution of India, which one of the following statement best reflects the consequence of it? Guys, first we will go for elimination. The states having such areas would be declared a special category state. Definitely not. This would convert that area into a union territory. Definitely not. Now you can think of these two, but with this 5th schedule, there is a provision of tribal advisory council. Although that area can be ruled by PESA, but this is not a mandatory condition that once a 5th schedule is there, that area, I mean the PESA law has to be enacted. It has not been written in 5th schedule. There is a possibility, but what it has been written, it is about having a tribal advisory council, not a local self-governing body in that area. This would prevent the transfer of land of tribal people to non-tribal. Interesting part is that it has been written that governor may come with, or governor may restrict transfer of land not only from non-tribal, from tribal to non-tribal, even within tribal if there is a huge land pooling. Although there was a famous case, in that particular case this statement has come that the tribal land cannot be given to non-tribal people. So, when it comes to the best reflex, this is the most probable answer. I guess most of you have landed over it. Which of the following statement best describe the polar code? I guess it was in news because of discussion regarding opening of the North Sea is going on. Even recently a report from Article Council was published in which they have come up with the detail. Now the pollution is rising. So maybe because of that context they have asked this question. It is the International Code of Safety for ships operating in polar waters. I guess agar aapne, you may have come across this, you might have marked it correct. Now, with a reference to United Nations Credential Committee, consider the following statement. It is a committee set up by UN Security Council and work under its supervision. It's traditionally meet in March, June and September every year. It accesses the credential of all UN members before submitting a report to General Assembly for approval. General Assembly for approval. As answer is showing, it's 3. Now, it's come to United Nations Credential Committee. Consider this. It works, it committee set up by UN Security Council. I'll just talk about this committee. Basically, I said it earlier also in few of my lectures. When it comes to the decisions related to any global issue where 5 members are involved, so whether a committee of P5 is formed first or all even non-permanent members were part of it. So, first important thing, only first committee of P5. Whatever the line of discussion they decide, and then it come along with rest of the members, and it is under not this council, but it is under General Assembly. So, this is how you can identify this answer. Again guys, I will just simply say it was attempt of mine to identify the correct answers, and as per best of my knowledge, this is what the correct answer. But last thing is that it is all up to UPSC, not for all the answers, where 1 or 2 answers are there. UPSC has its own way of marking it, but if you find your answers are tallying to these answers, consider that high probability of making them correct. So, all the best to all of you, expecting most of you to write mains. Thank you to all of you, and I would simply say that don't waste much time just going for matching of. If you find somehow 85 plus is there, start preparation of mains. Thank you to all of you.